So, hello. Now, I look like I'm in some sort of prison, so let me just move slightly to the side. I've just changed locations because, in trying to do the Facebook Live, I lost signal, I lost connection. So, you know what? If that's what happens, there's what you do, you pick yourself up and start again. So, today's Facebook Live is about leaps and bounds and you. And this has come because I have experienced so many of you who have said, you know what, I need to get stuff done. I want to get out there. Jenny, you seem to be out there a lot more. What are you doing? You know, what can I be doing? I had a client who recently asked me, you know, how can I keep on this forward momentum? I really want to get out there. I really want to be making a difference in the world. What can I do? So I thought I would shoot this very quick Facebook Live, which will probably be about 20 minutes or so, just so I could share just a couple of tips, a couple of things, behaviours, skills, knowledge. I could impart that to you. But what I especially love is that this group is full of so many rich and beautiful resources. So if you're wondering, you know, how you can make a difference to somebody else, or you hear somebody asking that question, you know there's something that you've done that's made a difference, you know, please pop a comment in the video below here and share the love. You know, I'm not the only person in this group with skills and knowledge, and we're just under the 200 mark. So I know that there's many of you that have your own way of success, your own skills, your own knowledge, your own tools. So please do share. So here's what I find happens. People decide, you know what, maybe it's you're deciding, I want to go for it, I want to do something different. So the first question I want to ask you is around, you know, your own leap, your own bounds, your own leaps and bounds. We're nearing the end of July and we are very close to starting in August. What are your plans for August? What do you want to do? Now, this doesn't have to be around your professional life. This could be around your personal life too. It could be that you're looking to move somewhere. It could be that you're living somewhere and you're kind of in limbo and don't want to be in limbo anymore. It could be that you want to spend quality time with your children or your family, which, by the way, is a very great leap and bound to make. If that's an area that you perceive you want something different in that area, that's good too. Could it be that you've decided, you know, summer is here, she says, looking outside the grey window, and that you want to change your lifestyle habits. You maybe want to change your diet. It could be that you want to feel healthier, be healthier. It could be any of those things. It could even be that there's something that you want to achieve. It could be in your business, it could be in personal relationships, it could be anywhere. So as usual, you know, I'm all about visibility, but about you being able to stand out, to be heard, to be noticed, to be remembered. So if you're on this call and you would love to join, you know, please say hello, put a comment below, and I will always, as usual, say hello back. And because I'm all about your visibility more than my visibility, I'll always shout out what you do. So if you haven't been on one of these before and you're seeing this live now, you know, just let me know what it is you do if you know, you and I haven't met before or worked together before, and I'll be happy to shout it out as we go through this broadcast. Now, talking of leaps and bounds and talking of getting things done, I have to start with an apology to the lovely Ola. Ola and I are going to be sharing something really special on Monday evening, and I'll post about it in this group here. And Ola has been waiting for some information from me, which is on my computer, and I will hit send as soon as I finish this. I actually started my day this morning at 5:05. So although it's now kind of, you know, a little bit past 11, I've been up for a fair while. I feel like I've done a day's work already. So 3 things that often keep us from making our own leaps and bounds and stop us from being more of ourselves and doing it in our way. So the first thing is, or the first problem, if you like, is we want to leap, but we don't know where we're leaping to. So my first question is, where are you leaping? Think about the coming days, the coming weeks, the coming month, even the coming year. Did you start the beginning of January saying, this is it, this is going to be my year, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to do it, and then you found yourself the halfway past the halfway mark of the year and thinking, you know what, I haven't done half as much as I wanted to do. I haven't achieved half as much as I wanted to do. Well, don't use that as a reason or excuse to beat yourself up. Use it as a way to propel yourself forward. So the first problem is that often we want to leap, we want to bound, but we don't know specifically where we want to leap or bound to. And if you're having problems with identifying that for yourself, especially if it involves your career or your business, please go to my website and have a look at the Speak to Jenny form on my website. Let's have a conversation about getting you unstuck from there. And to be candid, we'll have those conversations. I'll ask you a load of questions, and if there's something that I can do to help, I'll let you know what that is. If I'm not the person to help you, I'll refer you on to somebody else. So, please go to gift-wish.co.uk, have a look at the Speak to Jenny form, and have a look at the available slots in there. Book yourself a slot. Let's get on the phone. Let's have a conversation. Let's get this sorted for you. So the first problem is that we don't know where we're going to leap, and I'm going to come back to some tips and hints of things that you can do for that. The second is our bounds. We call it leaps and bounds, but sometimes we're literally bound, physically bound, as in tied, and we're physically bound by what we do next. Sometimes this is through fear. Other times this is through our ability or perceived lack of ability. Sometimes it's the environment we're in. Maybe the thing that we want to do hasn't been done by anybody else in our environment. So we therefore think, well, this is going to be difficult. People around us tell us it's going to be difficult. They might tell us we're a bit bonkers, that we see the world through rose-tinted glasses. Who do you think you are? What makes you think you can do that? And so on and so forth. So that's the second place that I see people stuck. And then the third place, and one that I have been guilty of, and I'm sure will be guilty of in the future, is the old talk. Talk is cheap, they say. And Charles Wiseman's got a really great action book called Stop Talking, Start Doing. I highly recommend that. I bought that just a couple of months ago, actually, and it's an amazing book. It's one that you can dip into and out of, so it doesn't put you off your track of doing anything, but also it helps you to be able to identify where the talk needs to stop and where the doing needs to start. So one of my things that I'm really guilty of is the I'm gonna, or in posh speak, I am going to. And what that means is, you know how many times there are things that you want to do, and out of my mouth especially comes the I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be working on this, I'm thinking of doing that, and the I'm thinking about it, let me sit with it, let me see if it resonates first, is one of the things that often does us a disservice. Rather than sitting with something and testing the absolute body out of it, why not have a look at getting things done first? So let's start from the top. Are you not looking where you're about to leap because you don't know where you're about to leap? Are you being bound by fear? Are you maybe being bound by indecision or perceived lack of ability, or somebody else's expectations for you? Are you a talk is cheap type person? You talk about the ideas a lot, but when it comes to the implementation or doing, you maybe don't do, or you procrastinate and you're not sure why. So the first one, let's tackle that. I want you to take pen and paper. Don't try to multitask this on your computer. If you can find a pen and write it, I've got one in my hand, and write it on the back of your hand, do it. If you're watching this and you haven't got pen and paper, maybe you're sitting in a train station somewhere with your earphones on, and you want to type in the box and tell me what the thing is that you want to achieve in August is, let me know. I'll write it down for you so that you've got it later. But do that thing now. What do you want to achieve in August? And this is not a time to make lengthy shopping lists. This is not a time to be in competition with, somebody in your mastermind or somebody in a group. This is a time to think about something that's been niggling, and here's the place to start. Think about the thing that's been taking up space in your head, the thing that's been taking up the energy, the thing that has been, you keep thinking about it. I started by my apology to Ola because I have had going round my mind since, funny enough, the day I went to Portugal, I started to prepare some things for her that I wanted to share with her. And I typed out an email, left it as a draft, went to Portugal, didn't give it to her. So all that has happened since I went to Portugal a few weeks ago is that now going round and round and round and round in my mind is, oh, I must go back to this, I must do that. You know, I've spoken to her, I've texted her, I spoke to her yesterday. I said, by 9 o'clock tomorrow, you'll have the stuff. And it's weird because it's not that I haven't done the stuff, I have not looked at what I am looking to do. So there are times when I have, and there are times when I've been sloppy. So this is one time where I'm looking at, well, what would I do differently next time? So after this call, before I do anything else, and I've got a group call for my new program that's at 1 o'clock this afternoon, I am going to finish off the email that I've been typing and send the stuff over so I don't have to give it any more headspace. So what's your plan for August? Think about the thing, and I don't want you to put a size to it, the thing that would make the biggest difference to you right now. If you could put a tick by it or cross it through your list as completed and done, what would that thing be? That's the thing to start with. So I'll give you a moment. Make a note of it, write it down. So now we've established the thing that you want to do for August. I want to say hi, I think Wendy's on the line. Hello, Wendy. So I think now you've established what that thing is. Let's have a look, because you want to leap, you want to take exponential steps, you want to get the thing done, and you want it to be done, I'm sure, by the best of your ability. So, you know, what is it? What do you want done? What do you want to get out there? What do you want to kind of draw out and leap? So, yo, Wendy says, yo back. I didn't sound very street when I said that, did I? Should I be like, yo, Wendy? Said with a very British and rather sounding posh accent. Hello. So, you know, what is the thing that you want to make leaps and bounds? You know, and think about this. A lot of the time before, we might be thinking about kind of, you know, the consequences of not doing something, the stress of it all. How will you feel when that thing is done? Like emotionally, how will you feel? Think about that for a moment, and then think of a time, whatever emotion came up for you, think of a time when you felt like that before. Now, you can probably most definitely hear the washing machine in the background that's going. I was tempted just to switch it off, but I didn't want to ruin the washing. So, what's the thing that you most definitely want to do? What's the thing, the feeling that you most definitely want to get to? Is it relief? Is it peace of mind? Hey, my man Ian's on. Long time no see, Ian. She looks into the camera as if to look, hello Ian, how's you and your beautiful daughter? I hope you're well. So now you know what it is you want to do in August. Now you know what it is or where it is you want to leap to. The next best thing would be like, well, what stopped you in the past? What have you found that stopped you? Is it fear? Is it a perceived ability to do something? Is it don't have enough time? Hello, Ian. He says, hi, Jenny. Ian, Wendy said, yo. So I think you should say something suitably fitting, something that's true, a true Yorkshireman might say. I don't know what that is, but, you know, I'll let you think of something and type it in the box. So, you know, what is that thing? What is that thing that has stopped you before? Is it that you're not quite sure how? Is it that you've got it ready and you don't want to push the button on it? Is it that you don't want to put it out there because you're worried or scared? What is it? It's really good to pull this stuff out and identify it. Hey, that's it. Hey up. Hey up, love. Hey up, me duck. I like that. So we've got yo, we've got hello, and we've got hey up. Any more for any more? So I like that. Wendy's saying hi to Ian as well. So that's pretty cool. So what is it that you perceived has been stopping you? What has stopped you in the past? And it's really important to uncover this. Now, some people think that you discover what's been stopping you so that you can beat it around the head, push it down, kick it out of the way and say, I don't need you anymore because you're stopping me. And that's not actually true. There's a saying, I think Tony Robbins coined this saying, that success leaves clues. Well, when you're doing something that doesn't feel so great, that leaves clues too. Fear leaves clues, worry, stress leaves clues. And the clue that it leaves is there's something for you to pay attention to. What's that thing that you need to pay attention to? If you're worried about doing it because you're worried it might not make any money, for example, then like go into that and just kind of ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? And why could it not make money? What would I need to do for it to make money? If you're worried that people are going to say, oh, 100 other people are doing that, well, okay, maybe 100, 1,000, a million other people are doing that. But ask yourself, what's going to be different about me doing that? And why am I concerned that there are hundreds of other people doing that? Are you worried you're going to be kind of like blended in with the crowd? Are you worried that when you start standing out, people won't like it? You know, what's that worry about? I think it's really important to embrace the fear, the worry, the stress, because it points you in a direction. It's like a little Dalek robot thing, you know. If the stress is over there and you turn, face it, look it in the eye, you don't even need to challenge it. It normally gives you a counter, like a little a guidance of, okay, so this is quite stressful because, and it gives you something else to do, another way to be. Okay, so have a look at what could be kind of binding you. Hi, Anthony's on. Hi, good to see you, Anthony. So, oh, Anthony, right, I've just got to stop to welcome Anthony and to say, so far Wendy said hello, but she said, yo. And then Ian, who's up near Yorkshire, said, hey up. And you're saying greetings. Cool, I like this. I like the different greetings. It's like whoever joins on can say hello, but they've got to say it in a way that no one else has said it before. So we've had yo, hey up, and greetings. Hello, greetings to you. So the first thing I talked about was looking where you leap. Where are you leaping? The second thing I talked about was fear or the ability. Now, interestingly, there's a book that I read in 2012 originally, and it's so interesting how things work, how life works. In that, about 5 weeks ago, unfortunately, a friend of mine suffered a very sudden and tragic bereavement. And when we were speaking and just kind of catching up with each other, she said to me, I always remember you recommending a book to me called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And she said, I swear to God, that book changed my life. And I was really struck by the fact that she was in this kind of grief phase, yet she remembered how life-changing this book was. And she connected that to me and was able in this moment of grief to share that. And what was also interesting was that in a group that I'm part of, we were talking about kind of, you know, next steps, leaps and bounds, and the book came up again. So you know what? It is a fantastic book. I've got it on my iPad and I'm going to recommend it to you. If you have got that feeling deep down in your belly and you're, you know, maybe you're in a place where you don't have like great cash flow at the moment, or you don't have a lot of time to attend courses, maybe the kids are on holiday, any of those things that previously might have been the reason not to, check out The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It talks about upper limiting ourselves, so when we kind of hit a ceiling, and the amazing things and the very clever things we do as human beings to kind of get us back down to where we think we should be. It talks about how you work in your zone of excellence and your zone of genius. And when we get out of our zone of excellence into our zone of genius, the magic that we can create for ourselves. Highly, highly recommend it. So that's Gay Hendricks, The Big Leap. So, talking of leaps and bounds and what we're going to do in August, now you know where you're leaping to. And if you haven't seen all of this video, go back and watch the first bit. The third piece is the I'm gonna, you know, the talking about it. Now, It's really great to talk about a good idea, but here's the problem that I've seen both in my clients and in myself. We have this good idea. We think that we're getting a sense of opinion. Now, check yourself before you wreck yourself. When you go to someone and say, can you give me some feedback on, or can you take a look at this? Are you asking them because you want them to validate what you're doing? Do you want them to validate what you are doing? Do you feel like, well, before I get it out there, I just want to put it out there so that they can just see what's going on, you know? And this is where I say check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you've had an idea about it, unless you're speaking to your coach or mentor or a community of like-minded peers or like-minded people, you know, such as this group here, then all you are doing is what I call fog, F-O-G. We're flapping our gums. And all we're doing is wasting time because we're talking about it. We're looking for validation. And if you're not careful and you speak to the quote unquote wrong people, they will tell you that your idea is rubbish too and that you shouldn't do it. And they'll put all of their own fears onto you. And before you know it, you'll walk off believing that what you've got to share, what you're going to do is no good. You know, I know that I know that I met Tony through an internet marketing group, and the number of people that don't know anything about what the guys there are doing, the like massive results they're achieving for themselves and their families, the freedom that they have because they've got some financial independence, and they don't know anything about it, yet they're really happy to start slating it, slagging it off, telling you why it's such a bad idea, and they're not even doing the thing. They're not living your life. They're not standing in your shoes. They're not living your experiences. They haven't lived your experiences. They don't have your skills. You know, I've got another client who, I always say that I came from humble beginnings, but this client came from really tough beginnings. You know, as they were growing up, they didn't have the usual home environment. Things were really, really tough. Yet as they have kind of grown and blossomed and bloomed into the person they are today, they've acknowledged their tough beginnings. They've acknowledged things that they've gone through that other people have no experience of. How would it be if somebody took your life and started trying to tell you what to do with it, how to do it, and how you could do it better? It's rubbish. It's baloney. Don't take it. Don't listen to those people that are surrounding you and telling you that you can't do something. We have enough leaps and bounds to make of our own without somebody else interjecting on that. So, if you want to make a leap and a bound today, tomorrow, this week, the next week, or next month, then, you know, really go for it. Tony, you're right, they're naysayers. And isn't it funny how when we're on a mission, we feel that in our belly, we feel the difference we can make to the world. No one else gets it. It's our dream, it's our mission, it's something we want to do. Yet all it takes is for one naysayer to say, nah, I don't think that's a very good idea. I don't think that will fly. And our dreams come crashing down. Well, I'm here to tell you that the reason that they don't get it is because it's not their dream, it's not their ambition, it's not their desire. So next time you are looking to make a leap and a bound, by all means, share it with like-minded people, speak to a really good coach that specialises in that area that you can really get that next incremental step to. And if you're going to talk about it, talk to people that get it and use that energy, use that time, instead of talking about it, just to start making it happen. As Shah says, stop talking, start doing, you know. Stop talking about it to people. Stop sharing your dreams with people that don't get it. Share it with other like-minded people, but maybe use some of that talk time to make a difference. So I hope this has been really helpful for you. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below. And, you know, I'm happy to answer them now. If not, I shall love you and leave you on your morning and go and get my stuff done for Ola. So Wendy's saying, I call them much worse. Well, yeah, that's the thing. But you know what, Wendy? After a point, there's only so long that they can fuzz up anyone's head and tell you how rubbish you are at something when it's not true. And there comes a point when even calling them something worse just gets exhausting, just gets tiring. And I just think to myself, you know what, I don't have time for that. I'd rather spend that 5 minutes doing something I love with people I love than kind of spending my energy on them. And I know it's hard when you're in the middle of it. You know, Wendy and I have had loads of really great talks about, you know, people, places and things that do not provide us with good growth. So thank you so much for joining me. If you've got any other questions, put them in the comments below. Please tag me, and I can't wait to see what you're up to. But most importantly, do share with us what's your plan for August. Just one thing that you're planning for August, and let us know. Share it with us so that we can support you and cheer you on. So much love to you. I do this because of you, and I do this because I truly believe that people matter. So if you want to take this further, if you want to know how you can build your own exponential August, please go over to my website, gift-wish.co.uk, and go and have a look at the Speak to Jenny call on there. Fill out the details and I will be in touch. But for now, thank you for going back, and do watch the recording if you've missed it. Thank you for being here, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.